intimacy can look like a lot of things, and passion can look like a lot of things. Like, yeah.
So,
but I agree, and I think one thing that you said is really really important too about like women being more like reacting to things in terms of like getting turned on. And I know, I mean, again, I love when we're experts on things. A book that I haven't read,
right,
but have heard really good things about and would recommend that you do read is it's called Come As You Are. And I've seen a lot of TikToks about it. Like, people seem like they're really big fans, and it sounds really interesting. And I think one of the things that I know is in there that I've seen people talk about a lot is this concept of like brakes and accelerators. And I think for a lot of women, especially, that can be a big thing, is that like, I think you're exactly right. Like, it tends to not just be a thing where you're like, ho ho, surprise, I suddenly want to have sex right now. Like, there will be like figuring out what is it that like does turn you on, what is it that does get you in the mood, like learning those things. And also on the flip side, learning like what are the things that definitely like do not get me in the mood, or like what are the things that make it hard for me to be in the mood, right? Because it's like, I've seen both things where it's like, it's not just understanding like, how do I press the gas? It's like, the gas doesn't do anything if your foot is slamming on the brake. Like, you have to learn how to do both, like take your foot off the brake and hit the gas. Like, you have to learn how to do both of those things. And I think that like, that's like some of what we're going to talk about is like, obviously there will be some anecdotal things, but the more important thing I think is to understand that like every person is going to be different, the same way that like your ideal frequency of having sex can be different. Like, totally different things are going to work for each person, you know, and totally different things are going to like get in the way for each person.
Exactly. I also have not read this book. I should read it now.
Doesn't it sound interesting?
It sounds great.
It's on my list to read. Listen,
I have to read it. But I do think I think we don't think about breaks enough. Because like, you know, like, I don't know, like maybe a break for me is like, there's a TV show on. Right? Like, there's literally something happening and my brain like can't stop focusing on that TV show. So like, you need to turn the TV show off, or like I'm not gonna be able to like focus. Or like stuff like that, where it's like just like external factors, or even external factors you cannot control. Like, I also feel like we need to like talk about just like life events and things that happen that like you cannot control, and you have to just be like okay with that. Like, I obviously know what yours are, Lee, but also for me, this is very recent. My girlfriend just moved in with me and my mother, so it's like me, my mom, Jana's cat Moby, and my dog Rambo in this house that like does not have as much privacy as we had before. And obviously that's going to shift some things for us. But I was telling Lee before this, so I guess I will tell a little anecdote, that when we were in Jana's previous apartment, it was like this huge apartment, just the two of us, and we could do whatever we wanted, right? And like, there was almost like, because we could do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, like we didn't, because we'd just be like, oh, well, we could do it tomorrow, or like, I'm tired tonight, maybe next week, right? Like, you keep sort of pushing it because you know that there's unlimited time. Like, for us, my mom went out the other day and we knew she was going to be gone for 2 hours, and like those 2 hours we were like, all right, we are doing this thing, because we don't know when we're gonna
go move out.
Like, literally, we were like, we do not know when we're gonna get another 2 hours. So for us, like, that's like a constraint that was put on us. But it almost like, we were like, oh, this is actually sort of nice, right? Because like, we almost feel like it's like, okay, we don't know the next time we're gonna get those 2 hours, so like we gotta jump on it. So like, I don't know if this could be a
It just
tip.
created that spice for you, Ellie.
Right?
I
Yeah.
like
I
it.
like literally was like, I feel like I'm in high school again. It's so exciting. Um,
Tips on how to keep the passion alive. Move in with your parents, listeners.
exactly.
You heard it here
It
first.
works. It works. No, but I'm like, maybe a tip for people, I don't know, like, is like create those constraints for yourself. Like, figure out how to do that where you are like in a way that doesn't feel too pressurized, right?
But that
But
could look like so many things,
yeah.
right? It's like, oh my God, like go to a hotel and like order room service and be like, can we do this before it gets here?
Yes.
Right? Like do like just stupid stuff like that where it's like maybe that is like a big thing. Like maybe that adds something to the heat of the moment for you. That it's
Yeah,
like find ways to create that same thing, right? Like
exactly. I'm excited to see the next time she's out for lunch how we do. Sorry,
if you
mother.
want to, send a gift card, like gift cards to restaurants for Ellie's mother, the shipping address is.
Oh my God, that's honestly so funny. She's like, why do I keep getting all these gift cards? I'm like, thank you, Let's Hang Out listeners.
She bought you a day at the spa.
So amazing. I mean, she deserves it.